All right. Hello, MIP personal project people. Hello. Today we are looking at the investigating phase outline for the personal project. All right. Very exciting. Let's get started. We're starting right from the very beginning. So remember, all of this work that we're doing is in the Google Classroom, the personal project Google Classroom. So let's find that. So investigating phase outline, that is the very first, that is the number one evidence check, that first one. So if we go to that investigating phase outline, we click on the investigating phase outline, and here we go, we see it. All right. So there are three major parts to this. So there's your goal and global context, prior knowledge, and then research skills. Those are the three big chunks. Right now, I just want to start and look at goal and global context. All right, so for the personal project, you have a goal. You chose something that you wanted to do, something you wanted to learn, something you wanted to make, whatever it is, you have a goal. All right, that goal should tie to a global context. All right, because these global contexts kind of give us like the reason why behind why we care. So you're going to take your goal. So you're going to learn how to build a water filtration system out of recycled material. You're going to learn how to make a cookbook of recipes from your grandma's homeland. You're going to learn how to play a new instrument, whatever it is. You're going to take that goal and you're going to tie it to a global context, all right? For that, you need to know what the global contexts are. If you are not quite sure, a little rusty on those, don't worry. They're in the Google Classroom as well. There's this little document called Global Contexts. Ooh, look at that. There's a globe on it. Nifty. All right. So it explains the global context. There's 6 of them. Kind of like the reason why we care about what we are doing, what we're learning. These should be tied into all of your classes here since we are an IB school. All right, so they're the 6 right here: identities and relationships, globalization and sustainability, orientation in time and space, personal and cultural expression, scientific and technological innovation, and fairness and development. All right, let's look through those real quick. All right, identities and relationships. So basically, who am I? Who are we? What does it mean to be human? So this is going to be more about exploring your identity, either as yourself or as humankind, all of humanity, you pick. All right, but more about who am I, who are we? All right, orientation in time and space, all about history. So if you're looking at how things changed over time, what's it like? Was this an important discovery? This happened and this leads to something, whatever it is. If it's more history related, orientation in time and space. Then we have personal and cultural expression. So if it's about expressing yourself and your culture, so a lot more about creativity. You can see here our appreciation of the aesthetics, so just designing something, being creative with that. If it's about expressing your culture, your beliefs, your values, whatever those might be. If it's more about expression with yourself, your culture, personal and cultural expression. Scientific and technological innovation, all about science. So if your project's all about building something and learning something new in the scientific world, scientific and technological innovation. So you're learning how to code, if you're learning about how to learn how to present, how to build something that cleans water or filters things, or a little robot that's going to make the world better, whatever it is. If it's about the building of it, scientific and technological innovation. If it's more about expressing yourself through something scientific, like you're going to code something, a video game that expresses your beliefs, then maybe it's going to be more on the cultural side. If it's about expressing it, scientific and technological innovation. If it's about you actually getting in the science and the details of it. Globalization and sustainability. So how are we connected to how are communities connected? How are we connected to the world? How are we all connected somehow? All right. How do our decisions impact others in the environment? That's a big one. All right. So globalization, sustainability. If it's about global issues, if it's about especially the environment, go on there. Then fairness and development. Basically, how are we all connected? What are we all doing here? How do we share? How do we work together as one common world group of people. All right, so those are the global contexts. All right, delightful. So you're going to think about which global context fits you the best. All right, fits your goal the best. Choose it, and then you're going to take it back to that outline we were working on. So section 1, goal and global context. Now just write about how they're connected and why you chose it. This first section is really easy. You don't need to do any research for this. You don't need to go out and find anything. You don't need to do anything special. Just write down why you chose this topic, all right? Why do you care about this? Why is it important to you? Why do you find this interesting? Just talk about it, all right? This should be the easy one. You don't have to do any research. You don't have to do anything else. Just talk about your goal, all right? So maybe you went out and you said, hey, my grandma is from Peru. I like Peruvian food, all right? I want to learn more about Peruvian food. So I'm going to use personal culture expression to learn how to cook some Peruvian food, and I'm going to make a cookbook while I do it, and it's going to be great. And that sounds like a fun personal project, and then you get to eat some delicious Peruvian food while you do it. Delightful. So you've got your global context. Just write about it. Talk about your aunt that's from Peru and how much you like Peruvian food, and just talk about it. All right? That's all you got to do there. All right? If you find this part hard, you might have the wrong topic, right? Because all you have to do is talk about why you're excited about it. So if you find this one hard, maybe think about choosing a different topic. All right? Might be time. All right? But that's section 1, goal and global context. Just write about it. Why'd you pick it? What global context did you pick? All right? Moving on. Section 2, prior knowledge. This one's also pretty easy. You don't have to do any research for this. You don't have to do anything fancy. Just talk about what you already know about it. All right? So talk about what you know, all right? Specifically, if you've learned anything in your previous MYP classes, so your 9th grade and 10th grade classes, then write about that as well, all right? Bonus points if you can go back and say something like, well, I learned in MYP biology how to cite a source, so I'm going to use that as I write my work. I'm going to try and include it in text citation, all right? Bonus points for you. All right, but try and cite a specific class. So that's one great way. You can talk about a class you had where you learned something. Definitely do that there. That's a great thing you could include. All right. Another great thing you can include here. So whatever goal you chose, all right, whatever you're doing, it should be challenging for you. That's one of the requirements. We don't say what that is, all right? It doesn't mean that it needs to be, there's no specific criteria that we use to assess if it's challenging or not. You say why it's challenging for yourself. All right, so explain that here. Why is it challenging? All right, it's good to challenge yourself a little bit. So talk about why your goal is a little bit challenging. All right, that's all you got to do there. Just explain. That's it. All right, so talk about what you already know. All right, maybe what else you need to learn could be a good thing too. All right, but what do you already know? All right, and then why do you care about it in section 1? All right. So good? You got this? I know you do. You're going to do great. All right. There you go. If you have any questions, remember your supervisor is here to help. I'm happy to help as well. Any of our IB coordinators, MIP coordinators, also happy to help you out. But keep up the great work. You got this. Have a great rest of your day.